Imagine you're at a crossroads. On the one hand, the path to financial freedom and inner peace. On the other, an endless cycle of stress and dissatisfaction. Which would you choose? Today, we're going to explore the 7 toxic habits that are keeping you from wealth, not just materially, but emotionally and spiritually too. Inspired by Stoic wisdom, we'll reveal how these practices may be sabotaging your life, and more importantly, how you can break free from them. The Stoics taught us that true wealth lies not in what we own, but in what we are able to control, our actions, our choices, and our mindset. And that's exactly what you're going to learn here. Each habit revealed in this video is an opportunity for transformation. And the last one? It's the key piece to tie everything together and show you how to achieve the freedom you deserve. If you're ready to change your life, make sure you watch to the end. And before we start, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Together, we're going to build a community dedicated to personal growth and financial independence based on the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. Your future starts now, and it will be extraordinary. Habit 1. The illusion that happiness is accumulating things. The idea that happiness is directly linked to what we own is one of the biggest pitfalls of modern life. We are bombarded daily by messages telling us that the next car, the latest cell phone, or that bigger house will bring the satisfaction we so desperately seek. But, as Seneca wisely said, "He is not poor who has little, but who desires more." This incessant search for material goods creates a dangerous cycle of dissatisfaction. You buy something new, feel euphoric for a moment, but then find yourself wanting something else. And so happiness always seems to be one step further away, unattainable. The Stoics challenged us to look beyond this illusion. They believed that true happiness lies not in the objects we accumulate, but in the virtues we cultivate and the meaningful connections we build. Think for a moment. How many stories have you heard about millionaires who live unhappy and dissatisfied lives? This is because material wealth is temporary and unable to fill the void left by a lack of purpose and virtue. Now imagine a life where you're not caught up in this endless race of desires. A life where you find joy in the simple fact of being present, surrounded by people who matter to you and enriched by remarkable experiences. This is what the Stoics propose, a wealth that cannot be bought or destroyed by economic crises, an inner wealth based on gratitude and wisdom. When you stop measuring your worth by the size of your assets and start investing in yourself, in knowledge, and in authentic relationships, you discover something extraordinary. A lasting happiness that no amount of money can buy. It's as if you finally got off an endless treadmill and found stability in something much deeper. So ask yourself, are you living to accumulate things or to build a life rich in meaning? The answer could be the first step out of this trap. As the Stoics teach us, true wealth lies not in what we possess, but in what we value. And that begins with the courage to break with the superficial and embrace the essential. Habit 2. The blame game. Blaming others is a habit that seems harmless, but actually drains your energy and robs you of your ability to act. Epictetus reminds us, men are not disturbed by things themselves, but by the view they take of them. This phrase carries transformative power, especially when applied to our finances and daily challenges. When you blame the government, the economy, your boss, or even luck for your financial problems, you're only diverting the focus from the one place where true power resides, within you. Think of it like being in charge of a ship in the middle of a storm. You can't control the winds or the waves, but you can adjust the sails and decide where you're going to sail. This is the core of Stoic wisdom. Control what is within your power and accept what is beyond your control. Every time you point the finger at someone or something to blame for your problems, you hand over the helm of your life. And without that control, you become a hostage to circumstances. The Stoics teach us to adopt the dichotomy of control, a simple but powerful idea. While we can't dictate external events, we have complete control over how we react to them. This means that instead of lamenting a financial setback or a missed opportunity, you should ask, what could I have done differently? How can I learn from this? This small mindset adjustment turns every challenge into a chance for growth. Blaming others is an invisible prison. It's easy to hide behind excuses and avoid facing reality. But taking responsibility for your choices is liberating. Imagine how different your life would be if instead of looking for blame, you focused on solutions. If you failed at something, don't see it as an end, but as a starting point to do better next time. Responsibility is the foundation of freedom. When you accept that your actions shape your destiny, you gain immense power to change your reality. No matter how challenging the situation, whether it's an unexpected debt or a missed opportunity, you always have the choice of how to react and what to do from there. So stop the blame game right now. Be the captain of your own ship and face the storms with courage and stoic determination. It's not just about improving your finances, it's about regaining your autonomy and building a life guided by purpose and resilience. After all, as the Stoics teach us, true power comes from within. Habit 3. Living to impress others. How many times have you made financial decisions thinking more about what others would think than what was really important? To you, it's a common but devastating trap. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic thinkers, said, "We care more for the opinion of others than for our own." This phrase exposes a harsh truth. We often sacrifice our authenticity and even our financial stability to meet other people's expectations. This habit can manifest itself in many ways. Perhaps you bought a more expensive car than you could afford just to impress colleagues or neighbors. Or maybe you've spent a fortune on clothes, dinners or trips just to feel accepted in a social group. The problem is that when you do this, you're not living your life, but a fabricated version of it, shaped by other people's opinions and judgments. And the price of this isn't just financial, it's emotional and spiritual. The Stoics teach us that true freedom lies in living according to our own values and not the standards imposed by society. Ask yourself, what really matters to me? What are my goals and priorities? When you start to align your financial and personal decisions with these answers, something powerful happens. You free yourself from the need for external validation. Imagine what it would be like to live without worrying about what others think, without the pressure of keeping up appearances or competing in a race that never ends. Instead, you can focus on building an authentic life based on what really brings you meaning and satisfaction. This is the essence of Stoic philosophy. A life guided by reason, purpose, and self-awareness. Giving up the habit of living to impress others is not easy. It requires the courage to face your fears and insecurities, as well as the discipline to resist the temptations of status-driven consumption. But the result is worth it. A simpler life, richer in meaning, and much more financially stable. So, the next time you feel the urge to spend money or make a decision just to please or impress someone, stop and reflect. Ask yourself, am I doing this because I really want to, or because I feel I have to? This small pause can be the first step towards regaining control over your life and finances. Remember, living to impress others is a sure path to dissatisfaction and debt. But living for yourself with authenticity and purpose is the path to true financial and emotional freedom. As the Stoics teach us, the greatest victory is over ourselves, not over others. Habit 4. Fear of risk. When you hear the word risk, what do you feel? For many, the idea of facing the unknown brings discomfort and even paralysis. It seems safer to avoid risks, stay in the comfort zone and follow the path we already know. But in fact, this behavior is one of the biggest obstacles to growth. The Stoics understood this deeply and taught us that courage is not the absence of fear, but the ability to act in spite of it. As Epictetus reminds us, what disturbs us is not the events themselves, but the opinions we have about them. Fear of risk is an opinion, and it can be overcome. Great achievements never come without risks. Think of figures like Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg. They didn't achieve success by avoiding the unknown. On the contrary, they embraced calculated risks with preparation and vision. Musk bet everything on Tesla and SpaceX, even in the face of imminent bankruptcies. Zuckerberg dropped out of college to focus on Facebook, facing gigantic uncertainties. These decisions were not impulsive. They were strategic moves based on analysis and courage. The same principle applies to your life. Avoiding risks may seem safe in the short term, but in the long term, it keeps you stuck in mediocrity. The Stoics teach us that growth requires discomfort. Imagine how many opportunities you've missed out on for fear of failure, whether it's starting a new project, changing careers, or investing in something new. Every risk brings with it the possibility of learning and transformation. Yes, there are uncertainties, but there are also opportunities that can change your life in unimaginable ways. Avoiding risks is like living in a bubble. You may feel protected, but you are limited by fear. The comfort zone is a seductive trap. It seems safe, but it's where dreams go to die. Facing your fears with stoic determination means accepting that failure is part of the growth process. Every challenge faced builds resilience. Every setback teaches wisdom, and every risk opens doors to new possibilities. Stoics don't advocate recklessness. They advocate calculated risks, those taken with preparation and within your control. This could mean learning a new skill, starting a side business, or exploring a career change. It's true that there's uncertainty in the unknown, but there's also potential for a future far greater than you can imagine. Ask yourself, what am I missing out on out of fear? What opportunities am I missing out on because I let fear control me? Fear of risk is not your enemy. It is a sign that something important is at stake. Stoic courage doesn't eliminate fear. It masters it and acts in spite of it. So the next time you find yourself hesitating in the face of a risky decision, remember, comfort is temporary, but the rewards of growth are long-lasting. Face your fears with stoic courage and take a bold step into the unknown. Your future self will thank you for it. Habit 5, neglecting your finances. Ignoring your finances is like driving at night on an unfamiliar road without headlights or a map. Chaos is inevitable. Many believe that by avoiding looking at their accounts or postponing important financial decisions, they are escaping stress. But the truth is that this negligence only adds to the confusion and emotional weight. The Stoics, masters of self-control and mindfulness, teach us that facing reality, however uncomfortable it may be, is the first step towards regaining control. Financial management isn't just about numbers, it's about responsibility for your own life. Epictetus reminds us that we should focus on what is within our control, and your financial decisions are exactly in that sphere. You may not control the economy or interest rates, but you can control how you spend, save, and invest your money. Taking on this responsibility is an act of courage and a demonstration of stoic discipline. Start by creating a clear financial plan. This means tracking your spending, understanding where your money is going, and setting realistic goals for saving and investing. A budget is not a restriction. It is a tool of freedom. It allows you to see your priorities clearly and make decisions in line with your long-term goals. Every dollar you earn has potential, but that potential will only be realized if you stop ignoring it. The Stoics also teach us to treat money for what it really is, a tool. It is neither good nor bad in itself. It all depends on how you use it. Are you using your money to build a life richer in experiences, knowledge, and security, or are you allowing it to slip through your fingers for momentary pleasures that don't add lasting value? Facing these questions can be uncomfortable, but it is also deeply liberating. Neglecting your finances also means avoiding facing debt or ignoring the need to save for the future. Every time you choose not to look at your financial situation, you are postponing solutions and accumulating bigger problems. The Stoics would see this as a failure of virtue, a lack of discipline and foresight. But here's the good news: it's never too late to change. At any moment, you can decide to take control. Imagine what your life would be like if you had a solid financial plan without out-of-control debts or anxiety about the future. Imagine having financial reserves for emergencies or even to take advantage of unexpected opportunities. That feeling of security and freedom is priceless, and it starts with small steps today. So stop leaving your finances on autopilot. Take the reins right now. Create a budget, set clear goals, and start investing in the future you want to build. As the Stoics teach us, living intentionally is the key to a meaningful life, and that includes how we handle our money. Remember, money is not an end in itself. It is a means to achieve something greater. Use it wisely to invest in experiences that enrich your life, relationships that bring joy, and knowledge that broadens your horizons. When you turn money into a tool rather than a burden, it stops being a source of stress and becomes a powerful ally on the road to financial and emotional freedom. The time to act is now. Don't wait another day to take charge of your financial life. See it as a commitment to yourself, a commitment to your inner peace, your future security, and your unlimited potential. Habit 6. Neglecting your personal growth. Seneca left us a powerful lesson. While we live, we must learn how to live. This phrase encapsulates the essence of personal growth and reminds us that life is about continuous learning. However, many fall into the comfort zone trap, believing that they already know enough or that their current routines are sufficient to navigate life. The problem is that this stagnation not only prevents progress, but also distances us from our full potential. Personal growth requires continuous effort. Acquiring new skills, seeking knowledge, and constantly challenging yourself are the pillars of a meaningful life. The Stoics believed that the purpose of life is not to accumulate material goods or passing pleasures, but to enrich the soul and cultivate moral excellence. Every day is an opportunity to learn something new, refine our character, and get closer to a better version of ourselves. Think about it. The world is constantly evolving. New technologies emerge, markets change, and the demands of modern life are always transforming. Standing still while everything around you moves forward is like drifting down a river. You will inevitably be swept away. Just as a shark needs to move to survive, we too need to keep growing to stay relevant and capable. However, growing requires sacrifice. It means giving up trivial distractions or immediate pleasures to invest in something bigger. Perhaps this means dedicating time to reading a book that expands your mind, saving for a course that improves your skills, or even seeking self-knowledge through reflection and the daily practice of Stoic virtues, such as self-control and courage. These choices may seem small at the time, but they accumulate into a profound impact over time. The Stoics remind us that personal growth is not about achieving perfection. It's about striving every day to be better than yesterday. Every challenge faced is an opportunity to refine our character. Every setback teaches resilience. Every new learning broadens our horizons. The true measure of success is not in what we achieve externally, but in how much we evolve internally. Neglecting your personal growth is like abandoning the cultivation of a garden. Without constant care and attention, it will be overrun by weeds and lose its vitality. In the same way, a mind that doesn't seek learning becomes rigid, limited, and unable to face life's challenges with clarity and purpose. So ask yourself, are you growing or just existing? Are you investing in the future or clinging to the comfort of the present? The answer to these questions can determine the direction of your life. Personal development is a commitment to yourself, the basis for building an existence full of meaning, purpose, and fulfillment. Don't neglect this journey. Accept it as the cornerstone of a prosperous and virtuous life. Remember, as long as we live, we must continue to learn how to live. Every step taken towards personal growth is an investment in the future, the promise of a life richer in wisdom, resilience, and stoic purpose. Habit 7. Spending more than you can afford. We live in an age where excessive consumption is glorified. We are constantly bombarded by advertisements promising happiness through material goods, the newest car, the most advanced cell phone, designer clothes. But the Stoics teach us a simple and powerful truth. True joy lies not in what we possess, but in how we live. Finding contentment in simplicity is one of the greatest acts of freedom we can practice. Differentiating between real needs and superfluous desires is essential to escape the trap of consumerism. Needs are those things that are indispensable for living: food, housing, adequate clothing. Desires, on the other hand, are the extras that society convinces us we need in order to be happy or accepted. Ask yourself, do I really need this, or am I giving in to social pressure? This reflection can be life-changing. Every time you spend more than you can afford, you are sacrificing your future security for momentary pleasures. Think of the impact of this. Accumulated debt, constant anxiety, and the feeling of being trapped in an endless cycle of bills to pay. The Stoics would see this as a failure of discipline, the inability to align your actions with your long-term goals. Living within your means is not deprivation. It is an act of empowerment. It's taking back control of your financial life so that it doesn't control you. Practicing self-control is the antidote to unbridled consumption. Self-control means resisting the temptation to spend on unnecessary things and focusing on what really matters. Gratitude also plays a crucial role here. When you learn to value what you already have, you realize that many of the things you want are superfluous and add no real value to your life. Imagine a life where you're not constantly worrying about debt or trying to keep up with others in a race for social status. Imagine having enough savings for emergencies or even to take advantage of unexpected opportunities. That is true wealth, not the fleeting pleasure of buying something new, but the lasting peace of financial security. The Stoics also remind us to find joy in simplicity. Instead of seeking happiness in material things, look inwards and focus on what really matters: meaningful relationships, personal growth, and enriching experiences. These are the true riches in life, treasures that no money can buy and no debt can take away. Modernity tempts us to spend beyond our means with credit cards and easy loans, but every time you spend money you don't have, you're mortgaging your future freedom. Living within your means means regaining your autonomy and practicing gratitude for the essential things in life. Not only does this lead to financial stability, but it also brings deep inner peace. So ask yourself, what am I really looking for when I spend beyond my means? Is it fleeting pleasure or lasting satisfaction? The answer could change your perspective on money and consumption. As the Stoics teach us, true wealth lies not in what we own, but in how we live our lives. You've come this far, and that already says a lot about your determination to change. Now imagine the life you can build if you apply these Stoic principles in your daily life. A life where you are no longer held hostage by financial stress, where every decision reflects your values, and where personal growth and freedom are priorities. This is not a distant vision. It's within your reach, but it's up to you to take the next step. The Stoics taught us that true wealth lies not in what we own, but in the strength of our character, the clarity of our purpose, and the freedom to live authentically. These 7 habits we are exploring today are not just advice. They are a call to action, an invitation to break out of the patterns that hold you back and embrace a life of discipline, resilience, and growth. Now is the time to act. Don't let these ideas remain just theory. Start transforming your mindset and your choices today. And if this content resonated with you, like this video and subscribe to the channel. Together, we can build a community dedicated to personal growth and financial independence based on the timeless wisdom of the Stoics. Share this message with those who need to hear it. Let's spread this transformation and create a positive impact. Around us, your future self is waiting for you, stronger, wiser, and free from the chains of old habits. As the Stoics believed, we are the masters of our destiny, not its victims. So take the reins of your life now, and let's walk this path towards true freedom together. See you in the next video.